Hey everyone, welcome back to English Vibes.
Hi, we're so excited to see you today.
I'm Maya.
And I'm John. We're here to help you practice speaking English naturally.
If you enjoy our videos, don't forget to hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up.
Yes, please. It really helps us. So today, we're talking about Stranger Things.
Oh my gosh, yes, this is one of the most popular TV shows in the world right now.
It's perfect for English learners because the dialogue is clear and the story is so engaging.
Plus, it's just an amazing show. I'm obsessed with it.
Me too. I've watched the entire series at least 3 times.
3 times? That's dedication. I've watched it twice myself.
It's one of those shows you can watch over and over and still notice new details.
Absolutely. So, for anyone who hasn't seen it, Stranger Things is a science fiction horror series on Netflix.
It takes place in the 1980s in a small town called Hawkins, Indiana.
The show follows a group of kids who encounter supernatural events and secret government experiments.
It has elements of mystery, horror, adventure, and coming-of-age drama all mixed together.
The first season came out in 2016, and it became an instant hit.
People loved the nostalgic 80s setting, the great characters, and the suspenseful storytelling.
Now there are 4 seasons, and fans are waiting for the 5th and final season.
I'm both excited and sad that it's ending. I don't want it to be over.
Same, but at least they're ending it on their own terms instead of dragging it out forever.
True. So let's talk about the main characters. They're what make this show so special.
Yes, let's start with Eleven, or Elle. She's one of the main protagonists.
11 is played by Millie Bobby Brown, and she does an incredible job.
Eleven has psychokinetic powers. She can move things with her mind and has other abilities.
She escaped from a secret laboratory where they were doing experiments on children.
In the first season, she's very quiet and doesn't speak much because she was isolated her whole life.
But as the series goes on, she becomes more confident and develops her personality.
Her character development is amazing. She goes from the scared girl to a powerful hero.
And her relationships with the other characters are so touching, especially with Mike.
Mike Wheeler is another main character. He's part of the core group of friends.
Mike is loyal, brave, and deeply cares about his friends. He's like the leader of the group.
He's the one who finds Eleven in the first season and helps her hide from the bad guys.
Their relationship is one of the emotional centers of the show.
Then there's Dustin Henderson. He's the funny, lovable member of the group.
Dustin provides a lot of comic relief, but he's also really smart and resourceful.
He knows a lot about science and technology, which helps the group solve problems.
And he has the best catchphrases. Who doesn't love when he says things in that enthusiastic way?
His relationship with Steve is one of my favorite friendships in the show.
Speaking of Steve, Steve Harrington starts as a typical popular jock character.
In season 1, he seems like he might be a villain, but he completely transforms.
He becomes this protective older brother figure to the kids, especially Dustin.
His character arc is one of the best redemption stories in television.
From popular guy to monster-fighting babysitter. I love it.
Then we have Lucas Sinclair, who is practical and sometimes skeptical.
Lucas is the voice of reason in the group. He questions things and tries to protect his friends.
And Will Byers, whose disappearance in episode 1 sets the whole story in motion.
Poor Will. He goes through so much trauma in this series.
His mom, Joyce Byers, is played by Winona Ryder. She's fantastic in this role.
Joyce is a single mother who will do absolutely anything to save her son.
When everyone thinks she's crazy for believing Will is communicating through Christmas lights, she never gives up.
She's fierce and determined, a great character.
And we can't forget Jim Hopper, the chief of police in Hawkins.
Jim starts as a somewhat cynical cop with a troubled past.
But he becomes a father figure to Eleven and a hero who fights the monsters from the underside.
His backstory is heartbreaking. Learning about his daughter really adds depth to his character.
The relationship between Hopper and Eleven is so beautiful. It makes me cry sometimes.
Same. Those father-daughter moments are so emotional.
Let's talk about the Upside Down. It's such a cool concept.
The Upside Down is an alternate dimension that exists parallel to the normal world.
It's like a dark, decaying mirror version of Hawkins.
Everything there is creepy, cold, and covered in this weird stuff that looks like vines.
The sky is always dark and stormy, and there are these particles floating in the air.
And it's full of dangerous creatures. The Demogorgon in Season 1 is terrifying.
The Demogorgon is that monster with the flower-like head that opens up to reveal all those teeth.
It's the stuff of nightmares. The creature design in the show is incredible.
In Season 2, we meet the Mind Flayer, which is even more powerful.
The Mind Flayer is this massive shadow creature that controls other beings.
It's like the main villain of the Upside Down, trying to invade the normal world.
The way they visualize it in the sky, like this giant spider-like shadow monster, is so creepy.
And in Season 3, we see it possess people and create the Mind Flayer monster made of melted humans.
That was so gross, but also visually stunning. The special effects team deserves all the awards.
Season 4 introduced Vecna, who might be the scariest villain yet.
Vecna is absolutely terrifying. That scene with the clock and the visions haunted me.
The way he kills his victims is so disturbing, breaking their bones and their eyes.
I had to look away during some of those scenes. Too intense.
But it's so well done. The horror elements are genuine without being gratuitous.
Let's talk about the 1980s setting. It's so important to the show's atmosphere.
The creators, the Duffer Brothers, clearly love the 80s. Every detail feels authentic.
The clothes, the hairstyles, the technology, it all transports you back in time.
The music is fantastic. They use so many classic 80s songs.
Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash becomes Will's song.
And Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill became huge again because of Season 4.
That song scene with Max was incredible. Music and emotion perfectly combined.
The show also references so many 80s movies. You can see influences from E.T., The Goonies, Alien, and more.
It's like a love letter to 80s pop culture while still being its own unique story.
The kids ride bikes everywhere, play Dungeons and Dragons, and hang out at the arcade.
Remember the Palace Arcade? That place looks so cool.
I wish we had arcades like that now. Everything's just on our phones.
True, the 80s seemed like a simpler time, at least in some ways.
Though they didn't have to deal with interdimensional monsters in real life.
Good point. Let's discuss some of the relationships in the show.
Mike and Eleven's relationship is central to the story.
They have such a sweet, innocent romance that grows as they mature.
Their first kiss in Season 1 was adorable.
And watching them navigate their relationship through the seasons feels very real.
They fight, they make up, they struggle with being apart. It's genuine teenage love.
Lucas and Max also have a great relationship with realistic ups and downs.
Max is such a strong character. She joins the group in Season 2 and immediately makes an impact.
She's tough, she skateboards, she plays video games. She doesn't fit the typical girl stereotype.
And her storyline in Season 4 is heartbreaking, dealing with grief and trauma.
That letter writing scene killed me emotionally. Such powerful acting.
Then there's the complicated relationship between Joyce and Hopper.
They have this will they, won't they dynamic that spans several seasons.
You can tell they care deeply about each other, but life keeps getting in the way.
And interdimensional monsters. Those tend to complicate dating.
Just slightly. Nancy and Jonathan also have an interesting relationship.
Nancy starts dating Steve but develops feelings for Jonathan.
It creates this love triangle that's actually well handled by the writers.
You understand everyone's perspective. Nobody's purely right or wrong.
And Steve handles it so maturely, which is part of why his character growth is so great.
Let's talk about the themes in Stranger Things. It deals with some heavy topics.
Definitely. One major theme is friendship and loyalty.
The kids' friendship is the heart of the show. They would do anything for each other.
Friends don't lie becomes an important motto, especially for 11.
The show also explores growing up and losing innocence.
The characters start as innocent kids playing games and slowly face real dangers and adult problems.
By Season 4, they're dealing with trauma, grief, and very serious threats.
There's also the theme of being an outsider or different.
11 is literally experimented on for being different.
Will struggles with fitting in and dealing with his experiences.
The show celebrates the outcasts and the people who don't fit the mold.
And it shows how those differences can be strengths rather than weaknesses.
Government conspiracy is another big theme throughout the series.
The Hawkins lab is doing secret experiments that endanger the whole town.
They cover up thefts, kidnap children, and refuse to take responsibility.
It taps into real Cold War paranoia and government mistrust from the 80s.
The show also deals with grief and trauma in realistic ways.
Joyce grieving for Will, Hopper's lost daughter, Max dealing with Billy's death.
The characters don't just get over trauma, it affects them deeply and permanently.
That makes the show more mature and emotionally resonant.
Let's discuss the acting. The entire cast is phenomenal.
The child actors are especially impressive. They carry so much of the show.
Millie Bobby Brown was only 12 when she started playing 11.
And she conveys so much emotion without speaking, especially in season 1.
Finn Wolfhard as Mike brings such earnest intensity to his role.
Gaten Matarazzo makes Dustin lovable and hilarious without making him just comic relief.
And Caleb McLaughlin and Noah Schnapp bring depth to Lucas and Will.
Sadie Sink joined in season 2 as Max and quickly became a fan favorite.
Her performance in season 4, especially episode 4, was absolutely stunning.
The adult actors are equally great. Winona Ryder and David Harbour are perfect as Joyce and Hopper.
They bring gravitas and believability to sometimes wild scenarios.
The show has also launched these young actors into stardom.
They've become household names and role models for young people.
Now let's talk about some memorable moments from the series.
There are so many. Where do we even start?
The first big moment is when Eleven uses her powers to destroy the Demogorgon in season 1.
That was epic. She just disintegrates it and disappears.
Everyone thought she was dead. The whole first season ending was so emotional.
In season 2, the snowball dance was the perfect ending.
Seeing the kids dressed up and dancing after everything they went through was so sweet.
And that final shot with the mind flayer looming over the school gave us chills.
Season 3 had that intense battle at Starcourt Mall.
The whole finale was non-stop action. Hopper's sacrifice destroyed me emotionally.
When Joyce had to turn the key knowing it might kill him, I sobbed.
And that letter Hopper wrote to Eleven that she reads at the end breaks my heart every time.
Keep on growing up, kid. Don't let me stop you. Tears.
Season 4, Episode 4, Dear Billy, might be the best episode of the entire series.
Max running from Vecna while running up that hill plays is television perfection.
The way they built tension and then released it with that music and her friends calling to her.
I've watched that scene probably 20 times. It never gets old.
The cinematography, the acting, the music, everything comes together perfectly.
Let's talk about why Stranger Things is so good for English learners.
First, the dialogue is clear and not too complicated.
The kids speak like real teenagers using natural expressions and slang.
But it's not overly difficult to understand like some shows with heavy accents or technical jargon.
You learn everyday conversational English plus some fun 80s expressions.
The show also has subtitles available in many languages.
You can watch with English subtitles to help you follow along while training your listening skills.
The story is so engaging that you stay motivated to keep watching and learning.
When you're invested in what happens next, you naturally pay more attention and learn better.
Plus, you can practice describing plots, characters, and your opinions about the show.
Exactly. Talking about TV shows is a common conversation topic in English.
Being able to discuss Stranger Things helps you connect with other English speakers.
It's also a great way to learn about American 80s culture and references.
Even though it's set in the past, many themes are still relevant today.
Friendship, growing up, facing fears, these are universal experiences.
Let's discuss the impact Stranger Things has had on pop culture.
It's become a phenomenon. The show has influenced fashion, music, and entertainment.
80s fashion made a comeback partly because of this show.
Kids started wearing vintage band t-shirts and retro sneakers again.
The show brought Kate Bush back into the mainstream 40 years after her original success.
Running Up That Hill became a #1 hit in multiple countries.
Younger generations discovered amazing 80s music through the show soundtrack.
Halloween costumes from Stranger Things are everywhere now.
How many 11s with bloody noses did we see last Halloween?
So many! The pink dress and blonde wig became iconic.
The show also inspired other series to attempt similar nostalgic settings.
It proved that audiences love well-crafted stories set in the past.
And it demonstrated that young actors can carry a major series successfully.
Now everyone wants to find the next Millie Bobby Brown or Finn Wolfhard.
Let's talk about fan theories and discussions.
Ugh, the fan theories are endless. People analyze every detail.
Between seasons, fans speculate about what will happen next.
Some theories are wild. Some are surprisingly accurate.
Remember when people predicted that Hopper was alive in Russia?
That seemed crazy, but it turned out to be true.
Fans also create amazing artwork, videos, and fan fiction.
The creative community around Stranger Things is incredibly talented.
Social media explodes with memes and discussions when new episodes drop.
It's become a shared cultural experience where millions watch and discuss together.
That's part of what makes streaming shows so special now.
Let's talk about what we hope to see in the 5th and final season.
I want to see all the characters get proper conclusions to their stories.
Definitely. Everyone deserves a satisfying ending after everything they've been through.
I hope Kate and Eleven finally defeat the Upside Down for good.
But I also hope some characters survive. Not everyone needs to die for it to be meaningful.
Agreed, though I'm worried. The Duffer Brothers said Season 5 will be their darkest yet.
That's both exciting and terrifying. I don't know if my heart can handle it.
I'm also curious if we'll learn more about the origins of the Upside Down.
Yes, there are still mysteries to solve. How did it all begin?
And I want to see how the time jump affects everyone. They're older now.
The actors have grown up so much since Season 1. They're adults now.
It'll be interesting to see how that's addressed in the final season.
I just hope they stick the landing and give us an ending worthy of this incredible series.
Me too. So many shows have disappointing finales.
But I trust the Duffer Brothers. They've delivered consistently great seasons so far.
Fingers crossed. Now, let's encourage our viewers to watch the show.
If you haven't seen Stranger Things yet, you're missing out.
It's entertaining, emotional, scary, funny, and heartwarming all at once.
It's perfect for improving your English while enjoying an amazing story.
You can find all 4 seasons on Netflix right now.
Start from Season 1, Episode 1. Don't skip around.
The story builds on itself, so you need to watch in order.
And try watching with English subtitles first if you need help following along.
As you get more comfortable, you can turn the subtitles off.
Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Focus on the overall story.
Your comprehension will improve naturally the more you watch.
And then come discuss it with us in the comments.
We love hearing your thoughts and theories about the show.
Okay, everyone, we've talked so much about Stranger Things today.
We could honestly talk about it for hours more.
There's so much to discuss. The music, the cinematography, the symbolism.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 of this conversation someday.
That would be fun. For now, let's wrap up.
Remember, watching TV shows in English is an excellent way to learn.
You improve your listening skills, vocabulary, and cultural understanding.
And when the show is as good as Stranger Things, learning becomes pure enjoyment.
Now it's your turn. We have a question for you.
Write in the comments, have you watched Stranger Things? Who is your favorite character?
Is it Eleven? Steve? Dustin? Hopper? Max?
Tell us why you love them. We want to hear your opinions.
And if you haven't watched it yet, tell us what show you're currently watching in English.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already.
And turn on notifications so you never miss our videos.
Before we finish, let's do a quick vocabulary review for everyone.
Great idea. Let's explain some important words we use today.
First word, protagonist. A protagonist is the main character in a story, the hero we follow.
Eleven and Mike are protagonists in Stranger Things. We see the story through their eyes.
Next word, supernatural. Supernatural means something that can't be explained by science or natural laws. It's beyond normal.
Monsters from the Upside Down are supernatural. They shouldn't exist according to our understanding of reality.
Next, dimension. A dimension is a realm or world that exists separately from ours.
The upside down is an alternate dimension, a different world that exists alongside the normal world.
Let's explain nostalgia. Nostalgia is a sentimental feeling about the past, missing or fondly remembering earlier times.
Stranger Things creates nostalgia for the 1980s with its music, fashion, and cultural references.
Even people who weren't alive in the 80s feel nostalgic watching it.
Next word is arc. A character arc is the transformation or journey a character goes through in a story.
Steve Harrington has an amazing character arc. He changes from a shallow, popular guy to a caring hero.
Next is suspenseful. Suspenseful means creating excitement and tension because you don't know what will happen next.
Stranger Things is very suspenseful. Every episode ends with a cliffhanger that makes you want to keep watching.
You're always on the edge of your seat wondering what happens next.
Let's talk about engage or engaging. When something is engaging, it captures your attention and interest.
The story is so engaging that you can't stop watching. You become completely absorbed in it.
Next word, phenomenon. A phenomenon is something remarkable or extraordinary that attracts a lot of attention.
Stranger Things became a cultural phenomenon. Everyone was talking about it and watching it.
It wasn't just a show, it was a huge event that impacted pop culture.
Next, gravitas. Gravitas means seriousness, dignity, or weight in how someone acts or speaks.
The adult actors bring gravitas to their roles. They make you believe in the serious, emotional moments.
Even when fighting imaginary monsters, they perform with such gravitas that you believe it's real.
Let's explain binge. To binge means to watch many episodes of a show in one sitting, one after another.
I binged the entire first season in one day. I couldn't stop watching.
That's what happens with good shows. You binge them because you're so hooked.
Last word is iconic. Iconic means widely recognized and memorable, representing something important.
Eleven's pink dress and blonde wig became iconic. Everyone recognizes that look instantly.
The show has so many iconic moments and images that are now part of pop culture.
So we learned protagonist, supernatural, dimension, nostalgia, arc, suspenseful, engaging, phenomenon, gravitas, binge, and iconic.
That's 11 powerful words for discussing TV shows and stories.
Use these words when you talk about movies, books, or series in English.
They'll make you sound more fluent and sophisticated.
Perfect. Now you have the vocabulary to discuss Stranger Things like a native speaker. Keep practicing your English every day. You're doing amazing.
And keep watching great shows like Stranger Things. It's learning and entertainment combined.
See you in the next video.
Goodbye, everyone. Stay safe from demogorgons.
And don't open any portals to the upside down.
Bye.
Quick vocabulary review. 1. Protagonist, main character. 2. Supernatural, beyond natural laws. 3. Dimension, separate realm or world. 4. Nostalgia, sentimental feelings about the past. 5. Arc, character's transformation journey. 6. Suspenseful, creating tension and excitement. 7. Engaging, capturing attention and interest. 8. Phenomenon, something extraordinary and remarkable. 9. Gravitas, seriousness and dignity. 10. Binge, watch many episodes continuously. 11. Iconic, widely recognized and memorable. Practice talking about your favorite shows in English. It's fun and educational.